Ready to go? Here's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. That's in for a strike at 95. And the home opener is underway. Up the middle, boots it. Gets off a throw, and he's going to make it to first. And we'll see how they score it. Here's Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado at the plate. Arenado, guy who delivers big-time power at the dish and will probably go down as one of the greatest defensive third basemen of all time.
In.
That one inside. Ball one. And speaking of that defense, it's hard to imagine that in high school, Arenado shared the left side of the infield with another elite defender, Matt Chapman at El Toro High School.
Nope, inside, ball two. 2-2 the count.
That
3-2
just misses, and the count is filled up.
So here we go. Base runner at first, could be running on the pitch. He's got good enough speed to steal the bag to get in scoring position, even if it's a swing and miss at the plate.
Arenado is set down on strikes. Here's Kyle Tucker. That one's in there, and that is strike one. Ball one there. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike two.
One
See
ball.
if you can go upstairs
two strikes.
A little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Just kept it simple. Played Pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
And that one fouled off. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through
No
it.
balls,
So
2
don't
strikes.
expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
3.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And an excellent job keeping it right there. And up next for New York, Ben. In the air, left field, down the line.
Time, that ball bounced over.
That's an automatic
2
double
bases.
as a run scores. And here is Giancarlo Stanton. Bit of strategy here. They issue the intentional walk, and that'll set up a force play at any base. Now it's Trent Grisham to the plate. The pitch behind with that swing. It's strike one.
0-1's the count.
And that's in there for a strike, and quickly 0-2.
Well, lots of pitches thrown in this first inning. It's kind of that nightmare scenario.
That's a
for
ball.
Starting pitching, but you know what? It's get some length if he just cleans up his mechanics a little bit.
Nope, that's
Just
inside.
off the inside corner. The count now 2-2. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the first, and stepping in for the Astros, Mauricio Dubon. And there's a foul ball. You'll one. And a
Aye.
big swing and a miss.
0-2.
Fires over to
Out.
first. One gone, bottom half of the first. So next up for Houston, Jeremy Pena. First
Nope,
pitch doesn't
outside.
find the zone.
Aye.
One out, base is empty. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. One down, base is empty. Volpe sends it across
Out.
to first, and two quick outs in the bottom of the first here tonight. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve. And this one looks like trouble. Now it's Yordan Alvarez. Pitch
Ball.
misses there. Ball one. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Altuve leads off first with two down to the inning. Next offering is in for a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good
Nope,
eye in that
that's a ball.
spot.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Chisholm. That's the inning.
He's out.
Back here in Houston, now it's the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. A
1-0.
changeup missing, and that is ball one. And he grounds one to the right side. Altuve
Out.
slings to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second. And here's the catcher, Austin Wells. He swings and fouls one off. And a foul ball. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Dubon makes the catch. 2 down. Back to the top of the Yankee order. Now it's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He was late there, strike one.
0-1.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Swing and a miss.
No balls, 2
0-2
strikes.
down. Just
Ball one.
missed.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in, just on the edge.
3.
Ah, that's strike 3 and the third out. So we take a break. We head to the bottom of the second, and stepping in for the Astros, Isaac Paredes. Max Fried will go to work. Fouled off. He was late. Check swing went
2.
around, and it's 0-2.
0-2 is the count.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Grisham settles under it. Nabs it, and there's one down. Yainer Diaz, the next to hit. And that is out of play. One down, base is empty. Pulls it down, and there's two gone. Chas McCormick up next for the Astros. They say they win.
Hey!
2 outs,
0-1's the
base is
count.
empty. Grisham sprinting for this one. And that will end the inning. Top half of the third inning. So now it's Nolan Arenado. Valdez back to work. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one away. So here's Kyle Tucker now. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Tucker, who's been an all-star and a Gold Glover. That
One ball,
got
one
close,
strike.
and it's 1-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swings through it, and that's the strikeout. And now batting, Mike Trout. Trout, his 14th season, 33 years old, and he's usually in right, today starting in left. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
All over that one right there. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
Rice.
Yep, that
hits
ball
the
went
ball
out.
as he stands in for the second time. There's a strike.
He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Slice the other way and foul.
1-1.
In the dirt, blocked. That's inside.
That's inside.
Here's the 2-2. Swings and misses at the breaking ball in the dirt. Gets to it onto first.
Out.
That completes the strikeout, and that'll do it. And welcome back to the ballpark. Vic Caratini at the plate. First pitch,
That's out.
and he just misses. And that
Outside,
one off
that's
the
a ball.
outside edge. Next
That's ball
is
3.
downstairs.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
That goes to the corner. Pitch is in there. 3-2 now.
Full count.
grab. Gathers and throws, and very
Got him.
nicely done for the out. Jake Myers up next for the Astros. Swinging a foul straight back. Now
Ball
a
one.
check swing, but he held up. Chisholm. And two
He's
straight
out.
set down to begin the bottom of the third. So the lineup flips over. Here's Mauricio Dubon. He's 0 for 1. Reaching down and makes the grab. Back here in Houston. So the batter now will be Trent Grisham. Fought off foul. Grisham, first round pick of the Brewers in 2015. Just
Ball,
off
that's
the
in.
inside edge.
That's a good miss off the inside part of the plate. You'd much rather miss there than out over the plate where this guy could do some real damage.
Here comes a pitch. That misses
That's ball
the
two.
zone. And the count is even 2-2.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swing and a ground ball. Altuve
Out.
slings to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the fourth. And the batter will be the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. Rolled out to second in his first at bat. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
0-1.
Bases empty, one away. Top half of inning number 4. Fastball for a strike. And the count is 0-2. Cut out and miss, struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7. Here's the catcher, Austin Wells. Fly to left his first time. Swings through that.
Filthy changeup.
Oh,
right
one's
there.
the count.
Just pulled the string.
Strike out of the game. And we're back. And stepping in is the speedy Jeremy Pena. And
Counts
that
1-0.
skips in the dirt.
Well, these Astros just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
And there's one down.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Altuve batting for the second time, and that's strike one. This one looks like trouble. Makes the turn and heads for second. In safely, it's a double and his second hit.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity.
Looks like they want to set up the double play. Intentional walk will make it first and second with one gone. Here's the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Tucker really on his horse for it. Makes the grab, and there are two down. So digging in, Yainer Diaz. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Heading for the plate. He scores, and the Astros tie it up. And it's an RBI single. It's 1-1. Chas McCormick up next for the Astros. Fly to center his first time. Squirts away a little bit. Runners stay put. That's ball one. Freed out of the stretch, fires. Bounding ball here, rolls foul.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
And a count 1-2.
Clearly he was geared up for the fastball right there. Maybe got a little jumpy and excited out of the hand, but he certainly didn't miss a stitch.
Alvarez, the lead runner at second. Diaz at first, 2 out of the inning. Got it! Good job at damage control right there. Back here at Dyken Park, ready now for the 5th inning. Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. That one misses, and that's ball one.
You know, these Yankees, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group. And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Offering down low and in the dirt. There's a swing and a drive. McCormick ranging back on it. And it's gone. He hammers one out to right. And just like that, they're out front. It's 2-1. There's Nolan Arenado. Bobby Miller on to pitch here.
Well, they didn't get much length out of their starter in this one, so they've got a lot of outs to eat up in that bullpen. I think they'll look for some length out of him right here if they can get it.
And now the count is even.
With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
That's inside.
And now 2-1. After that missed inside. And swing and a miss there.
Instead of letting the hitter get his arms extended, tied him up a little bit, slightly up, slightly in.
And that
count is 3-2.
And it's 3-2. Swings, fouls it off, and he breaks his bat. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So he ends up with a hit after seeing a lot of pitches. That was a good at-bat. Here's a big power threat. Kyle Tucker. Foul ball there. There's a strike.
0-2.
Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. 1-2. And they'll just get the one. Here's Mike Trout. 1 for 2. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like you could thrive in one of those sports too.
0-1.
First one away. Next pitch is downstairs.
That's ball 2.
Bit low. In the air, out towards left center. Brings it in, and there's 2 away. So up next, Ben Rice.
Nope.
Just
Ball
missed.
one. Aye.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here.
2.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Next
Ball
offering
2.
upstairs.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Counts full.
Just misses with that one. That's towards center. Myers sizing this one up, and that is that. Bottom of the inning, and now the catcher comes up to him, Victor Caratini. Late with the swing there.
These hitters have been very
0-1's the count.
aggressive early in the count, but when you're down, you might want to be a little more patient. Take some pitches, see if you can extend
I got 1
those
ball, 1
at-bats
strike.
and get some base runners on.
And no one can get there. And a good start to the inning.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on. When this game is over, that pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Now at the plate, Jake Myers. Swung on, belted. This one's got a chance. Leaps at the wall, but can't haul it in. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. Throw comes in. Nobody out. Not in time. He's safe, and it's second and third with nobody out. And fouled off. The 0-1. run in last half of inning number 5. He's under it. He's got it. Runner tagging from third. In there
He beat it.
safely.
Safe.
Well, that's a quality at bat right there. You know the situation. You need something in the air and deep enough, and that's exactly what he did. Good pass to the baseball.
Still only one out here in the inning. That's back there. It has the distance gone. And they add a run. It's 4-2. So one out, nobody on. First offering is fouled off.
Altuve always seems to be setting records or reaching milestones, Boog. In 2023, he became the fastest player to reach 2,000 career hits, 200 home runs, and 200 stolen bases in MLB history.
Here's Yordan Alvarez. That one
Ball.
inside.
That's inside.
And it's 1-0. Late swing, foul to the left. He's there. He's got it. That is the inning. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's Stanton now. Miller back to work. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Love to
0-1.
it. Power versus power right there.
Swing and a miss. That one at 99.
No balls, 2
That's
strikes.
Strike 2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Pulled the string on the changeup. Now here's Trent Grisham. 0 for 2 in this one. And a foul ball.
A healthy cut. Tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
One down, base is empty. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Anthony Volpe. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Ooh,
0-1's the count.
You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Swing and a foul out of play. 2 down, nobody on. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. And he strikes out. Back here in Houston, down the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Gone! He flexes his power with that swing, and they add on. It's 5-2. Stepping in, Yonder Diaz.
Ball.
And there's the ball.
Well, these Astros doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. One thing that really stands out to me is how they've only struck out 1 time. That's good discipline right there, and on top of
Ball. That's
it, they're
out.
producing more than a hit per inning.
Loizaga fires. Close
Ball
one,
3.
doesn't get the call. And
3
that's
balls,
ball
1
3.
strike.
That's ball
Ball 4.
4.
Take
Tried
your base.
another sinker, but couldn't find a zone. So a man at first. And next to hit for Houston, Chas McCormick. So now a pinch hitter, Matt Wallner. A runner at first for him, nobody out. That one fouled off. Swings and misses. And the count is 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Way back there. Tattooed to Tatertown and gone. A 2-run homer. It's their second home run of the inning, and they add a pair. It's 7-2. And now here is Victor Caratini.
He's out.
First in time. One away, bottom of the 6th. So next up for Houston, Jake Myers.
Drove it off the wall last time, just missed out on a home run.
Foul ball. Already 3 runs across in the frame here in the bottom of the 6th.
2.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
0-2 is the count.
Fought off foul. Myers stays alive. Cuts
3.
on it and misses. That's a strikeout. The high heat, too much on that one. Now the left fielder, James Wood. The pitch behind with that swing. It's strike 1.
0-1.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really
0-2.
late right now.
2 outs. And
That's a
ball
ball.
1.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
Makes the play, and it's out number 3. Back here in Houston, we go to the top of the 7th. Here's the Yankees catcher now, Austin Wells. On the mound now, Steven Okert.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game.
0-1's the count.
So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
No balls, 2 strikes.
0-2 now. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Tosses to
Got him.
first. That's the first out in the top of the 7th. Here's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's already homered here in this one.
Inside, ball 1.
1-0. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. And that one finds its way through. Here's Nolan Arenado. 1 for 3. And there's a foul ball. That's out to center field. Myers makes the grab. 2 down. So a man aboard. And next for New York, Kyle Tucker. That one ripped. One hops off the wall. Should be extra bases. Jazz on his horse coming around third. He will score.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Breaking ball was in a decent spot down and in.
Astros go to the pen, and here comes number 78.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Attacking these hitters.
Squirts away a little bit. The Yankees looking to rally. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
And a base hit. Coming home. Now throws
He's
on the
in there.
brakes, and he's safe getting back. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Pena pulls it down, and that'll do it. And we're back. Bottom of the 7th. Now the number 2 hitter, Jeremy Pena. First
Nope.
pitch just misses.
1-0.
In there at the knees for a strike. Fouls it off, still 1-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. Now it's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. Tucker right there to make the grab. 2 away. 2 outs, base is empty. And now Yordan Alvarez. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one back. Out of here. Yordan Alvarez blasts one out. It's 8-3. Tucker really on his horse for it. Squeezes it, and that is that. We're in the top of the 8th. Now here's Giancarlo Stanton. Gets a swing and a miss with the sweeper.
0-1.
Up
1
and
ball,
in,
1 strike.
And 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. First out in the top of the 8th. And stepping in for the Yankees, Trent Grisham. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
0-1's the count.
The Stros leading by 5, and we're in the top of the 8th. And a swing and a miss.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses. 2 gone. 2 down, base is empty. Anthony Volpe stepping in now for the Yankees. And
Nope,
that's outside.
outside.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 1.
1-1.
In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Myers makes the grab, and that's the inning. Back here at Dyken Park, and now the first baseman, Yainer Diaz. And that's got extra bases written all over it. And that's a leadoff double.
Oh, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game. But
now this one gets through. They extend their lead as the runner scores from second. It's an RBI single, and it's now a 6. Run lead. Now it's going to be Victor Caratini. Arenado. One at second. Out. Now to first, and it's a double play.
Well, they played the matchup right here, and right away he gets that ground ball double play. Manager's feeling pretty good right now.
Myers.
Counts 1-0.
Step out of the way for ball 1. Hammered down the right side, but foul. Breaking ball misses down and away. And it gets by him.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get.
He
He's
takes it
out.
himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
Singy, one of the biggest ways the game has changed, bullpen arms. So many elite level bullpen arms.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm not playing anymore. I mean, it's just a nightmare. When that door swings open out of the bullpen, you know what's coming in is 95 and above
Hey,
with
two.
at least one nasty pitch.
0-2 is the count.
0-2 now.
Three.
Cuts and misses a strikeout. So digging in, Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's already homered in this game. Taylor Scott taking over on the mound.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Altuve slings to first. 2 up, 2 down. So they're down to their final out. And up next for New York, Nolan Arenado. The other component
Inside,
is
ball one.
you get less viewings of a specific pitcher. So your ability to go to school on one guy, you maybe get 2 looks at him and then he's gone.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys utilize the iPads and try to see previous footage of that pitcher, but it's just not the same as having an actual look.
Scott is just 1 strike away. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. And no one can get to it. It's a foul ball. Ground ball to short, and this ought to do it. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Astros slug their way to a win in this one.
Nice work out of the bullpen for that.